We have the option of 2 blocks and even a strap today if you'd like. And we will start in a seated posture, meditating and just grounding ourselves for the practice. So finding an upright spine by elevating the hips above the knees. And we'll gently close the eyes. Beginning to arrive in this temporary body and in this breath. Beginning to fill the body with breath, a sense of filling from navel to heart on every inhale, and a sense of exhaling from heart to navel. Beginning to establish a rhythmic breath with this tall spine and an open heart. Notice if there's any clenching in the jaw. And see if you can soften through the teeth, allowing the tongue to rest on the dome-shaped palate, the roof of the mouth, or maybe it even glides the backs of your teeth. A slight pulling back of the head, aligning the ears over the shoulders, shoulders stacked over the hips. And maybe you decide to tuck the chin in towards the heart so there's more length through cervical spine. And there's this option for palms to float up to heart center, this mudra of returning home to oneself. It's a great time to set an intention, a prayer, a focal point for the practice, and even for this day. We'll take a deep breath in and an exhale out. Another breath filling and an audible exhale releasing. Taking your longest breath, fill from navel to heart all the way up. Sip in more air and hold the breath here, suspending it for 3, 2, audible exhale out. Palms float down to top of knees, and we'll flutter the eyes open and continue the practice that's already begun. We'll start in Balasana, so allowing the knees to come wide towards the long edges of the mat, big toes together. And there's this option to extend the arms forward towards the top of your mat, this hollowing through right and left armpit. By nature, this is a very introverted posture, so drawing the energy in, a sense of the hips softening in direction of the earth. And there's this freedom to allow the forehead to shift from side to side, massaging cranium. Take a deep inhale to fill and an audible exhale out. Beginning to allow the palms to shift over towards the right side of the mat. Maybe that left palm stacks on top of right, maybe not. Really opening up left side body as you anchor down through this left hip, feeling that energy of the side of that left side of the body. And really breathing into that left rib cage with every inhale. and expanding, and every exhale, this contracting of the rib cage, pulling back in. We'll take one more round of breath to fill. Audible exhale, come back to center. Really pause in the middle before rushing to second side, observing that sensation. Take a deep inhale to fill. And on the exhale, floating off towards the left edge of the mat, allowing that right palm to stack on top of the left. Feeling more space in right side body, again, that rib cage expanding. Every inhale, this filling and opening. Every exhale, this contracting. Taking one more breath in to fill. And on the exhale, empty. Coming back to center, pausing here for a round of breath, feeling the echoes and ripples of sensation. Now begin to round up to all fours, starting to spread the fingers wide, allowing the wrists to stack under the shoulders, knees stacked under the hips. And we'll start by creating this C shape in the spine, bringing the right ear to the right hip, pausing right there with a round of breath, and then bringing the left ear to the left hip. Good. Now start to enjoy your body, creating any circles and movement through the spine. Freedom for this kyphosis, this rounding through the shoulders, this dipping of the low back. Enjoying the muscles, the bones, and the breath here. And then there's this freedom to flip the palms, opening out through the wrists. Maybe the fingers face the knees. And freedom here to move in a circular motion, rotating. If that's too intense, maybe the palms come towards the long edges of the mat, really finding what your body needs in this moment and in this practice. Taking another round of breath, we'll begin to reach the arms towards the top of the mat, beginning to tuck the toes, pushing up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And start to pedal out the legs here, bending one knee and the other. We're going to root the heels in and down. There's this wrapping of the thighs as though someone were reaching the thighs, grabbing them, and pulling them towards the sides of the room. We want to work on aligning the ears next to the biceps. And if the shoulders are tight, there's this option to fan out, having the thumbs face towards 12 o'clock. If you have a lot of scar tissue, maybe you'll even fan out, having the thumbs face 10 and 2. Really position the palms so that they're shoulder distance, and really realistically check in with the feet so that they're hips distance. We want to feel this pulling of the navel up and in. Good. Now begin to round forward towards plank, as though there is water rushing through the spine. And we'll even have to position the palms and the feet, maybe elongating if the distance of that down dog was too short. Good. And we want to protract, so begin to press and round through the shoulders here, as though someone were pushing their finger in towards the chest. We want to have the shoulders stacked with the hips, energy pressing through the crown of the head and also pressing through the soles of the feet. Navel pulls up and in. Take a deep breath. Flow it back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, arise to tiptoes. Exhale, heels soften. Taking 3 more on your own. Inhaling up. Exhale, soften. Finding a rhythm in your breath for those last 2 rounds, guiding yourself and your own cues here. Once those rounds are complete, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Coming into chapter 2, sun salutation. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Good. And we want to maintain square hips like Kim has here. So the big toe faces the earth, heel faces the sky. Inhale that right heel a little higher. Exhale, curl in, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and we really hold here. We consider hugging this heel in towards the seat. Now begin to gaze forward towards the fingertips and silently lower that right foot, coming into a low lunge. Good. Now you can get light onto the fingertips, or there's always this option, if you need a little bit of a lift, to use the blocks on either side, framing that right foot. Now the heart begins to shine forward. There's that pulling of the navel up and in. Now check in with this back heel, aligning the heel over the toe ball mound. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Pulsing, inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Now begin to graze the earth with the fingertips if you can. Swan dive up and overhead, reaching the arms long. Palms through heart center. Good. We'll come into mountain pose, palms facing forward, the supination, and allowing the toes to remain together. So checking in with your alignment. Maybe you need to have the feet a little bit wider, having hips distance, or maybe you want the feet touching. Make sure the toes are all in one line. Crown of the head reaching long, a sense of the heart opening here. We look towards the clavicle bones, smiling. And we want to have this posterior tuck of the tailbone. Good. So this is a very active pose. Take a deep inhale to fill, and an audible exhale out. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, and on the exhale, swan dive forward and fold. Good. One more inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Now this time we're going to step that right leg back, coming into a low lunge second side. The heart shining forward, navel pulling in, and we soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Still warming up the body. We'll switch sides. So take a few breaths right here in this downhill. Finding that length as you soften the heels. Finding that rotation of the biceps in line with the ears, that spreading of the fingers. And we look for this long extension of the spine, like a ramp, energy moving up and then energy moving down. Inhale that left leg up and back. Good, still having the hips square here, so the big toes again facing the earth, heel facing the sky. Inhale that heel a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, draw it in. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and we hold here, really hugging that left heel in towards the seat. Now begin to gaze forward, silently lower that left foot, taking this low lunge, second side. Getting light on the fingertips, looking for that alignment of that heel over the toe ball mound. Good, Kim. And the heart shining forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, graze the earth with the fingertips, swan dive up, and palms through heart center. Returning to your intention, your prayer, that focal point, maybe a thought of gratitude for a body that can move and breathe. And then allowing the palms to rest beside the hips. Again, looking for that supination, that spinning and rotating of the palms towards the top of the mat. Now palms then come in towards heart center. We'll take Utkatasana chair pose, dropping the hips. Good. Now really look for this pressing in of the palms, so much so that there's this hollowing through the inner armpit on right and left side. Option to stay right here, or option to extend the arms towards the top of the mat, arms extending long, rotating the pinkies up and in. Now as you do this, gaze down at the toes, make sure that you can see the toenails. Really draw back, dropping the seat, good posterior tuck of that tailbone. Now bring the toes high, weight in the back of the heels, checking that the distribution of weight is even. Good long hold, take a deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Now tiptoe the feet out as long as the long edges of the mat. We'll come to a ragdoll, getting a gracious bend in the knees if you'd like. And maybe you take one elbow, swaying from side to side, shaking the head yes or no. Good. Now, release any clasps that you have and slowly begin to stack the spine, linking the bones like blocks, beginning to round all the way up. Head and chest come up last. Good. Tiptoe the feet back together. We'll take a half sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, swan dive forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time stepping back with the left leg into that low lunge, also known for some as runner's lunge. Good. And see if you can get light in the palms as you engage the navel up and in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Starting to take this downhill again as we soften back into alignment, allowing the heels to press in and down. Biceps wrapping in direction of the ears, navel pulling up and in. And again, imagine someone's coming to the backs of the thighs and pulling them back towards the back of the room and out towards the sides of the room. We'll come back to those inhaling up to tiptoes. Exhale, heels softened. Inhale up. Exhale, soften. Last time, inhale up, and we'll hold for 3, 2, on the exhale, soften down. Inhale, right leg reaches up and long. Exhale, step forward, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. So pressing down through the knife edge of this left foot and really spreading through the right foot. Now the hips are square here, so we check in with that left hip. It sometimes likes to sickle back. We really want to rotate like headlights on a car forward towards the front of the mat. Check in with that right knee. See that it's in traction with second and third toe. And maybe for some of us, this knee is over the ankle. Now it's still early in the practice, so for some of us, maybe it's a little bit back, but essentially working that thigh towards parallel. Now we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, and on the exhale, begin to descend, reaching towards the back of the mat, as though you're grabbing the mat and pulling it up your back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach it back. Good. So as we're here, we're going to reach that left arm forward, facing the earth. Right arm reaches towards the back of the mat, facing up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, windmill open, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Now reposition the feet. Traditionally, we'll want to have this heel of the right foot in line with the arc of that back foot or in line with the arc of that heel. Now check in with the arms. Sometimes that left arm likes to teeter down, so having a clean plane of energy. Check in with that right knee in direction of second and third toe. Good, and really feel the breath here. Feel the strength in this body. Now flip the palms both up, external rotation of the biceps. So what that means is the biceps face up towards the sky. Without losing that external rotation, begin to flip the palms back towards the earth. Good. Inhale, right palm up. Reach it forward. Good, peaceful warrior. Find that length through the right side body. Beautiful. That left palm can reach towards the left leg. It can wrap in direction of that right hip. Beautiful, Kin. And we'll take 3 breaths right here, taking an inhale to fill, and an audible exhale out. Another breath in, and exhale out. Last full inhale to fill. And on the exhale, begin to cartwheel in and down, stepping back to downward facing dog. So you can rest right here. This is enough already. If you'd like to get a little bit more heat, you can roll the spine forward towards plank. You can take a Chaturanga Dandasana by softening down, coming through upward facing dog. Good, and we'll hold here for 3 breaths. Really soften the shoulders away from the ears. Really pull that navel in as you feel navel to heart, this opening through the front line of the body. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now maybe you rest right here for a few breaths, or maybe you take a child's pose before we take second side, honoring your body and what you need today. Connecting back to that intention, that purpose, connecting back to this practice. When you're ready, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Preparing for second side. Inhale that left leg up and back. Good. Exhale, drive the knee in towards the nose. Good, and step into warrior one, pressing down through the knife edge of that right foot. Beginning to pull all the way up. Yes. Now check the principles of alignment for your body. Checking in with that left knee, pulling the navel up and in, and are the hips square? Is that right hip sickling back, or is it in line with the left? Kim has beautiful alignment here, rotating the arms up with this spinning of the pinkies up and in. Now right here, we're gonna take a full breath in, and then on the exhale, we're gonna reach towards the back of the mat. Good. Inhale, draw up. Audible exhale, reach it back. Inhale up. Exhale, reach it back. Good. Now here we are. We're going to bring that right palm forward towards the front of the mat. It faces the earth. Left palm faces up, reaching towards the back of the room, back of the mat. Check in with that left knee. Take a full inhale to fill. Exhale, windmill open, warrior two. Checking the principles of alignment here for your body. So traditionally, we want to have this heel in line with the arc of that back foot. Good. Maybe the Drishti gaze reaches off that middle finger of the right palm. Good. Pulling that navel up and in. Now flipping both palms up, external rotation of the biceps. And without rotating the biceps back, allow the palms to come flat towards the earth. Good, flipping that left palm up. Take peaceful warrior, forward dipping and reaching back, getting long through that left side body. Maybe you wrap that right palm behind, reaching for the left hip. And we'll take 3 breaths right here. Inhaling to fill and exhaling. Inhaling, navel to spine, all the way up to the heart. Exhale to empty. We'll take 1 more breath to fill. And on your exhale, begin to windmill down, pushing back to downward facing dog. Again, maybe you rest right here in downward facing dog, getting that long extension of the spine. Or maybe you decide to soften down into child's pose, balasana, taking whatever you need. There's also that 3rd option to ramp it up, taking that chaturanga dandasana. Good. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and really hold. Gaze towards the fingertips, silently lower that right foot, coming into a low lunge. Planting down through the left palm, begin to spin open with the right arm. Option for a block here to take this twist. As you take this twist, really pull that right knee in towards the midline. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, frame that right foot, coming back to center. Listen close. Step forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, swan dive up. Palms through heart center. We'll come back to mountain pose, feeling and breathing. Notice any changes in the body. We have this indicator of the breath. Is it choppy, rapid? Is there rashas, the heat beginning to build in the body? Now we're going to take tree pose, and the right leg is going to be the base. So option here to bring the palms to the hips. Maybe you stand on a ledge by raising that left foot up. There's also the option to take the peace fingers, hooking the left toes, extending that left leg out towards the side of the room. Different variations here, different bodies. Good. Taking a full deep inhale to fill. Gently, if you have the toe bind, release the foot. Bring the knee back towards center. Good. And then open the gate by allowing that left foot to come to the thigh, the calf, or the ankle, never the knee joint. Coming into tree pose here, aligning the right toes towards 12 o'clock. So taking your time to find the pose. Good. And your choice for your arms here this morning. You can extend them up. You can keep them at hips or even at heart center. Really work on drawing that left knee back towards the back edge of the mat. Good, Kim. Really press that left foot into the right thigh as the right thigh presses back. Now to challenge the pose, maybe you cactus the arms and rise the gaze up towards the ceiling. Or maybe you bring the palms at heart center and you close the eyes, playing with deprivation of one sense. Good. Well, slowly unhinge that left leg, bring it back to center, and really pause in this mountain pose. We'll come into swaying bamboo. So one of the most beautiful cues I was given by Rolf Gates is to imagine that there is an X on each foot, this connection point from the big toe to the outer ankle. the inner ankle to the pinky toe. So begin to sway on the four corners of your feet, finding your foundation. Noticing that balancing posture and then coming back into center as we prepare to take this sequence on the second side. We'll take a half sun sal, inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Option here to float back, jump back, or just step back into downward facing dog or plank. Your choice. If you've come into plank, option for that chaturanga dandasana, slow and controlled, softening down, rising up through upward facing dog, and then bringing that spine back to a long extension. Beautiful breath in. And we'll prepare to take second side. Inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Up and back. Knee to nose. Up and back. Knee to nose and really hold here. Good. Beginning to step that left foot down, coming into a low lunge. Good. And then begin to rise up. Good. Gaze forward, heart forward. Step forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Raise the earth with the fingertips, rise all the way up. A long extension, maybe a back bend here. Palms through heart center in your own time. And we'll take tree pose second side, allowing the left leg to be the base. So inhale that right knee up, like standing on a ledge. There's flexion in the foot. Good, Kim. Working that thigh towards parallel. Now, if you want to, take the right palm and begin to hook the right toes, taking that extension of reaching that right leg out towards the side. Beautiful. Really pulling in navel to spine, activating the core. Take a deep breath in. Good. Gently release, creating a bend in the knee. Bring the foot back to that ledge. And then opening the gate, pressing that right foot to the inner left thigh, calf, or knee. And then taking the arm variation of your choice. Either extending the arms up and overhead, maybe the palms at heart center. Now really draw that right knee back towards the back of the mat. Good. Pressing that right thigh, or that left thigh, excuse me, into the right foot. Connecting here, growing roots. Now if you'd like to challenge the pose, maybe you cactus the arms out, maybe you gaze up towards the sky. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, release and dissolve the pose like a dance. Good, beautiful. Half sun sal, inhale, gaze up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now this time we're going to tent the palms, come onto the fingertips, and we're going to step back, trying to create the connection from toe to heel. So really pressing down through the entire sole of the foot, one foot at a time. Good. Yes. Pushing up and back to downward facing dog. Now begin to inhale, ripple forward to plank. Good. Audible exhale back. Good. Now drop the knees, come back to all fours, Kim, and we'll start to take a couple cat-cows here, traditional style. As you inhale, heart forward, drop the belly, and on your exhale, begin to round, reaching the spine up and back, pressing the earth away. Two more like that. Good, beautiful. Now, Kim, we're going to place this block between the thighs high, and we're going to come back to our downward facing dog. So as elegant as you can, push up and back, yes. So we're going to work on some pelvic floor stability. We're going to inhale forward to plank, beginning to press the thighs into one another, this scissoring. And on your exhale, begin to push up and back. Now imagine that there's a wave rushing from the spine all the way out through the crown of the head, beginning to inhale forward. And a gracious bend in the knees, push up and back, downward facing dog. Good, take 5 more like that on your own with your breath and your movement. Feeling that undulation of breath and that movement in the spine. Beautiful. Really enjoying again this temporary body, this temporary moment that we have. And once that's complete, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Beginning to walk the palms back to the feet in this forward fold at the back edge of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Root to rise all the way up. Beginning to reach that right palm to the left wrist. Grow long and tall. Inhale up. Exhale, crescent over towards the right. Good. Now maintaining this connection through the left leg and the left foot. Draw your energy and attention there. And then bring the attention to the right leg and the right foot. Pressing down through both, opening up through left side body, chin maybe in line with left bicep. Take a deep breath to fill, opening here. Listen close, begin to round forward and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, reach up. Good, we'll switch sides. So allowing that left palm to grab the right wrist, grow tall through the midline. Inhale to fill. Exhale, crescent over towards the left. Now again, checking in with the action of the legs, spreading through those imaginary X's, pressing into the block as the block presses back, opening this right side body. Chin in line with right bicep. Take a deep breath in. Audible exhale out. Another full inhale. Exhale, rounded forward and back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now begin to walk back out to downward facing dog. We're gonna take 3 more of that pelvic floor stability of inhaling, ripple forward to downward facing dog, and on the exhale, push up and back. Beautiful. Finding alignment and structure for these bones. Everyone has a different skeletal structure, so we have different needs. And day to day, everything varies, right? We have injuries, different levels of stress. Good, so once we're finished, we'll remove the block, we'll lower the knees, we'll cross the ankles, and we'll make our way onto our backs, really drawing the knees in towards the heart and the chest. Yay! Maybe some of you are sweating, I don't know. I know we are. Good, so we'll recline on our backs, we'll hug the knees in towards the heart, towards the chest. And we'll really lubricate the spine by taking some rotations or holding steady and still, as though you are your own masseuse. And some of you will get more pleasure by allowing the knees to come out towards the eyes of the elbows or the tops of the shoulder heads. For others, there's really that drawing in of the knees in towards the heart and the chest. Good. Now begin to lower the feet to the earth. We'll come into a supported bridge first. So allowing the block to come underneath of the sacrum, finding where you want it there. Good. And then see if you can raise the heels with your fingertips, finding that alignment for your body. Beautiful. Allow the heels to soften towards the earth. Good. Allow the palms to soften as well. Imagine that the hips are melting down the sides of the block. Without lifting the head off the earth, begin to draw the chin in towards the heart. So we have this length in the cervical spine. Good. Now, Kim, begin to inhale up, hips come high. Good. We're gonna transfer this block inside the thighs. Good. Anchoring down again through that imaginary X, big toe, pinky toe, inner and outer edges of the heels. Press in through the palms into the earth, flat, forearms even here. Option to interlace the fingers, hooking them under. Yes, and as you do so, the sides of the shoulders and even the forearms begin to press down. This action of rooting and rising even here. We'll hold here for 3. 2, come onto tiptoes. Good, release the arms, allow them to rise to the back of the room, and again, like a wave rushing through the spine. Audible exhale, lower everything down. Well done. We'll remove the block and we'll allow the knees to kiss in towards one another as the feet come wide towards the long edges of your mat. And being mindful to not miss this moment, really tasting the echoes of that pose. Good, now come back into your alignment, allow the feet to come back, raise the heels. We will not use the block this time. Begin to inhale, hips high. Good. Option again to interlace, or maybe you want to keep the palms flat into the sides of the mat, sides of the hips. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, begin to soften down, but not all the way. Bring the hips down towards the earth. We'll take a couple dips here. So soften the hips down. Good, inhale, hips up. 2 more like that. Exhale, soften. Inhale, up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, up. Good, now come on to the heels, toes raise high. Feel the distribution of weight, what's changed. Good. Now press into the toes, heels come high. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Audible exhale, float everything down. Good. Hug the knees in towards one another. The feet come long towards the long edges of the mat. Good. Now before we transition to allowing the knees to cradle in, if the body is asking for that, you can get it, but let's not bypass some of the really juicy elements of this pose. So bring the feet back together. Good. Take the right ankle and bring it onto the left knee, figure 4. Now really imagine that that right knee is pressing towards the top edge of the mat. Now maybe you stay right here, excuse me, or maybe you grab the back of that left thigh, interlacing the fingers, coming more into this figure 4. So we start to feel a little bit of sensation with movement and breath. And maybe you hold steady and still, really feeling each sensation as it ripples in the low back and the hips. Good. Now gently release that left foot down. And we're going to take this block again, and we're going to slide it underneath of the hips. And we're going to bring that right ankle back to the left knee, taking this figure 4 with a little bit of compression through the low back. Again, consider that right knee pressing towards the top edge of the mat. And we'll hold here for 3 breaths. Really watch the breath enter the body, the places where it meets, and the places where it releases. After your last round of that 3rd breath, beginning to release that right ankle back, coming more into that supported bridge. Now, option here is to draw the knees up, suspending the feet. Yes. And maybe you take some circles to massage the low back. If that does not feel good for you, freedom to remove the block, or maybe you take a reset by extending the legs long and up towards the sky. Again, everyone has a different build, so the sacrum can be tighter. Maybe it's a loose area for you, and you're working on strength. Inhale to fill. Exhale, lower the heels back down. Now we're going to reverse this action by bringing the feet flat, and this time we'll keep the block here, allowing this left ankle to come to the right knee. Yeah. And really drawing that left knee towards the top edge of the mat. Soften the jaw and make space again between the teeth. Maybe the tongue rests on the dome-shaped palate, the roof of the mouth, or maybe it even glides the upper or lower sets of your teeth. Now when this side feels complete, we'll gently remove the block and we'll reach for the back of that right thigh. So sliding the block away, and then taking that figure four reclined here. Working on our final postures, our hips and closing postures. These are crucial for the practice. We've built some heat and now we have a more yin approach at the end of the practice, taking time. And for some, more movement here will feel better, and for others, this stagnant hold. Taking a deep breath in, and an audible exhale out. Slowly, when this side feels complete, release that left ankle and take some windshield wipers, really lubricate, getting some synovial fluid through the spine, hips, the low back. And then extend one leg long and the other. We'll just really rest in this moment of sensation. Again, my teacher Rolf often talks about we really choose the pose and then we taste it, being with the whole arc of the experience. So we have this opportunity to know if we're rushing in, rushing through to check off the box, or if we're really being present in the body, if we're really taking in that information and allowing pleasure to come out of this release of each pose. That usually is the best part of the posture for many of us. So beginning to draw the knees in towards the heart, the chest. And we have this opportunity for a neurological flossing, this catch and release of the knees. So we draw the knees in with the palms, and then we release them into the palms. It starts to look like this little rocking motion within the spine. Option here for happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of the soles of the foot, allowing the elbows to come inside the legs. Good. And taking what you need here. Maybe you extend one leg long, maybe you extend the other leg. And then this option for prayed feet. Soles of the feet come in together, heels drop towards inner groin. A deep breath in. Exhale, allow the soles of the feet to soften to the earth. Take Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose, reclined. Feel this opening through the hips. Deep inhale to fill. Audible exhale out. Now bring the palms to the sides of the knees, close them like a book. And we're going to prepare for a supine twist. So whatever twist of your choice, some of us will allow the knees to fall from side to side. We'll reach the arms out, teed towards the sides of the body, and we'll simply allow the knees to fall off to the right. If that doesn't suit your body, maybe you bring a block between the knees, or maybe you bring a block to support that right knee. And we'll draw the chin in line with that left shoulder head, creating this spiral through the body here. take a deep breath in from navel to heart. Fill, receive, and grow. Audible exhale out. Soften, empty, offer. And draw the knees back up. And no bells or whistles here. Maybe you hug the knees in, or maybe the knees just flop on over to that left side. If you've done so, then really connecting that chin back towards the right shoulder head. Now, the sides of the body can be very different. So you might need more or less on this side. You might need a longer hold or a different modification. Again, honor your body. The aim of every practice is safety. Taking a deep inhale to fill, receive, grow. And an audible exhale when you feel complete on this side. Begin to soften and dissolve the pose. Freedom to hug the knees in towards the chest. Take whatever posture you need before we set up for our 5-minute Shavasana, which is the most important pose. So if you're going to tap offline here, make sure you get that Shavasana elsewhere. It's really this posture that integrates every other posture like an infusion for the body. So setting yourself up for that final rested pose. If you have a pillow and you'd like to place it under the knees to soften the low back, please do. And we gently release. So really creating space for the soul to breathe here. Recognize your lungs keeping you alive. Each and every cell working together without your ability to make them work or not. Allow this temporary body to feel like home to you as you rest in connection to it. And allow it to be enough. Now beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, reawaken the body in this relaxed yet alert state. And there's this option to inhale the arms up and overhead. Soles of the feet press long like a yawn to the body. And one last time, we'll draw our knees in towards the heart, the chest. And maybe you hold steady, or maybe take circles. Or maybe you come onto right or left side body, pausing in a fetal shape. Some of you might even round up and down along the spine, holding the backs of the thighs, whatever feels appropriate. Allowing the palm to make contact with the earth, depending on the side of the body, really spread through the fingers. And then slow and steady, lift yourself up towards Sukhasana, that easy pose. Allowing the block to come underneath the hips so we get that upright spine. And we'll seal the practice here. Again, returning to that long spine and an open heart. Palms can stay flat on top of knees. Palms can come together in that prayer posture, or even one palm to the heart, one palm to the navel. And we return to that sacred intention, that prayer. Finding something good and holding reverence right here. There is so much to be thankful for. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. A full, steady breath filling, and an even longer exhale empty. Taking your longest, deepest breath, fill all the way to the tippy top. Sip in more air. Hold the breath, suspending it here, increasing lung capacity for 3, 2. Exhale out. Palms can float up, thumbs to forehead. Take a breath in and an exhale. Thank you for sharing your time, your practice. We bow to you. Have a wonderful day, and be sure and check out other classes we'll have for you guys. Take care, be safe. Bye.